And a good Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe. 1025 The Game. Hope you're having a great day so far. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. And Joe, day number 2 in pads. Seems like it's getting chippy out there at Vanderbilt Health Sports Football
whatever that
Center
place is
complex.
called. How about Titans place? Jeffrey Simmons and some tussles. I like it. I like the big boy getting in it because I think now he's developed where let's go. No more laziness. If you're not playing well and no more late hits, let's play hard here. So Simmons, they stopped a drill allegedly, according to Teron Davenport, and Saleh came over and had a few words with the team, and Jeffrey Simmons was put to the side and practice on the side, got taken out of the drill. But look, I like tenacity. I like this. I'm not.
So you're telling me he didn't get just a slap on the ass and, get back in there, champ?
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
You read Teron Davenport, Jeffrey Simmons, and Austin Schlottman with some extracurricular after play. Simmons swung in or at J.C. Latham in the scrum before Tanzel Smart grabbed Simmons. Saleh did not like it, stopped practice, gathered the group for cool-down talk. Simmons was forced to work in a side part of the field in a drill over. That's all from Teron Davenport on X right now. So there you go.
And fans are there today, so they can report a little bit more, right? Isn't that kind of the deal when fans are there?
It's always the oddity of that. Like, media can't do it, but yet fans do whatever they want. It's so weird.
Jake just texted me that Cam just dropped a 65-yard bomb to Tate.
Nice. Great.
So
do it in the game.
Right. See, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. We don't care as much about interceptions during this time of year. The same goes for, it's practice.
Right.
Like, that's great. That's awesome. I want to see that consistently.
Brother.
Yeah. But it goes both ways.
It does.
So look, I got no problem with the chippiness. It's going to happen. It's a part of training camp. Coach Fisher was with us last week, and he talked about, like, hey, that's going to come. Now you talk to your guys, and like he told the story about, the Rams and the Cowboys and that joint practice.
Yeah, it was good.
How they knew it was going to come and all that stuff. But like, you have to know where the line is. And as a coach, you have to help the player understand where that line is. And, to me, getting kicked out of practice is you go to the locker room. Like, you're not out there.
Correct.
So I think for Simmons, it was a big difference. So I think Simmons being taken out of the drill, and sent to the side to cool off. Like, look, I love how fired up he gets. I love that tenacity. But you gotta know where that line is in the control.
Isn't it crazy?
I think Saleh is the perfect coach to help them.
How the narrative has changed. 2 years ago, we're like, he's got to grow up. Simmons is immature. Now it's like, get after their ass, Jeffrey. We like this.
Well, because you know what? He has grown up.
Yeah,
I think he is so much more mature. He's a leader. When he got that contract, I was like, hell yeah, brother. You deserve that.
Good for him. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
So, like, he's grown into what they wanted to be. The problem was they put a title on him that he wasn't ready for. And I think he realized that.
Sure.
And that was Vrabel, that did that. But I think now he has, really grown into the role, and so he deserves it. But look, it's hot. He and Latham, I think, have pushed each other, which is good. But you gotta help him help himself. And I think putting him to the side to work with the strength coach is a good thing.
That's a Jerry Maguire line right there. Help me,
help you.
Help you, yeah, for all that. So, like, it's day 2. It's going to happen. Their body's so acclimated, but it's frustrating. It's hot. I mean, you push me, and I don't like that. I'm going to go after you. And so, but there's a line, and Simmons didn't cross it. 2 years ago, he crossed it, and the daycare teacher was like, don't do that anymore. You're not getting a juice box. But that bonehead's gone, and now you got a real coach in there who's going to know what's happening with Saleh. So I like it. I like the anger. I like the kind of like a resentment a little bit and the tenacity. So I don't mind this. So keep going on. And look, man, you're working towards that first game on September the 13th. That's what you're working towards. You got the 3 joint practices coming up with the Niners, the Seahawks, and the Bears. So every day is a work in progress, man. These guys know.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line. driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Alec Iomanner will be Jake's guest here in just a little bit at the end of practice, the second-year wide receiver for the Titans. But what is our question today?
Oh, get into it already? All right, here we go. Dr. Crane and I talked a little bit last week, though, but I want to kind of get more into it. And we did this a little over 2 years ago. We're going to revisit today. Your first crush. Who was your first celebrity crush that you ever had? Because I saw a thing today with Susanna Hoffs, the lead singer of the Bengals, and I love that band, and she was my first real true crush. Now, there's two here. Donna Mills from Knots Landing, I loved her, but Susanna Hoffs for the Bengals was my original crush, and she is in her mid to late 60s now, and that blows my – and she's still beautiful. About you, Chaser?
Jennifer Aniston. All day.
She's beautiful.
All day. But, I will say, we brought it up yesterday, Nicole Kidman in Batman Forever might be in consideration, but I think I had a crush on Jen before that.
Jennifer Aniston it is.
Yeah.
Dr. Crane, let me guess here. Ella Langley?
No, it is Shakira. I told you before.
Okay.
This is the World Cup halftime show that is engraved in my brain. July 9, 2006 in Berlin, Germany. Wyclef Jean, Shakira. It was fantastic.
John.
What?
Yeah, Wyclef John. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Wyclef Jean.
Whatever, Jean, John.
Yeah, plays in East Nashville.
Yeah.
What did Shakira do that set you off that day?
I think it was
he plays with Marinique.
Yeah,
that with her.
That too. I think it was just the hair. I mean, had that teased out hair, blonde, brunette, mixture of everything. But the music was fantastic. Yeah, it's a hair term.
Do they play music when she dances? I've never noticed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. Hips don't lie as always.
Right.
But I was not a fan of the recent, World Cup halftime show. She's changed a little bit. I don't know if I like that or not.
She doesn't return your calls.
Well, not just that. Just maybe a little bit.
Is that what's going on there? Yeah. Okay. I get it, man.
It doesn't return your calls.
Yeah.
Hey, I stopped returning them first, so
tough guy.
No, you didn't.
Tough guy played hard.
I love you, but no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
That's all right, though. So, 615-737-1025. We'll have fun without the show today. Your first celebrity crush. Again, this is a generational thing. Like Farrah Fawcett was beautiful in the 70s, and then 80s, somebody else comes along, and the 90s. I mean, Cindy Crawford is, I think, might be the most beautiful woman that's ever. Besides my daughter and granddaughter, Cindy Crawford is the most beautiful woman that's ever walked Earth. You seen her daughter?
Yeah,
her daughter.
Not bad.
My Lord, looks just like her.
Damn, no.
Yeah, right. What's on right?
All right, that is our question of the. Oh man, they're all coming in fast and furious.
Remember when we would never do this again, but we did the hottest news anchor in town.
Gosh.
Like 12.
Wasn't it Morning Beauties or something? Like
yeah, it was. Yeah, like 12.
Who in their right mind let us do that?
Could you imagine if I proposed that today? You're like, no, then we ain't doing this. No.
Well, because we thought here's the thing. This is where I knew this was a bad idea. Because everybody was on board with it at first. We went to the individuals that were part of it, and we're like, hey, here's what we're thinking, Obviously, we do a morning sports show and a bunch of guys, but we're going to keep it, very professional and
non-sexist.
Right.
Right.
And so we talked to everybody about it, and everybody was on board.
Yeah.
And we're like, great, this is going to be fun. After the first round, when hurt feelings happened, we were like, oh boy, we've screwed up.
And we had a sponsor too.
We had a sponsor, but we were like, oh, this is a terrible. Why did we do this?
Yeah, right.
Because we knew, after the first round, somebody got their feelings hurt,
and then
it became like a huge campaign.
Yes, when it got to the semifinals, they were all campaigning for this. It got to the finals and all that, and it was like, man. But we had a sponsor. I think it was Sisters Whimsy and Mount Juliet. That hopped on board with it. God bless those ladies out there. And then we just did that, and it was fun. It was like, oh, no. And then it was like, all right, we got this. What's going on now? I don't remember who won.
I think it was Waddell.
From Fox 17. Yeah, it was. She beat out the girl who was on Channel 4, not Holly Thompson. It was the other girl. Ann McCoy.
Ann McCoy. Yeah, she's in New York or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, it was fun because everybody was calling in doing that. So we're not doing that.
No. Again, we recognize how bad of an idea it was.
Right. So this is just your first.
It was a different time.
Yes,
and
your first celebrity crush. Let us know all those that happened. Again, mine, Susanna Hoffs, Dr. Crane, Shakira, Chase, Jennifer Aniston.
I've told people that story of us doing that, and they're like, "Who lets you do that?" That was
It's fine back then, but now, man, no.
I mean, even. Well, I'll keep my comments to myself. Let's go to the phone 615-731-5. Adam wants to weigh in.
Guys, thanks for taking my call. I'm going way back. When I was a kid, it was Elizabeth Montgomery on Bewitched. I had the biggest crush on her when I was little. Then when I got in college, it was Ellen Barkin. And now it is Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Solid.
She is stunning.
But is there an age limit on like I'm 57? I shouldn't have crushes, right? Or no?
You're allowed to have
No,
crushes.
you can.
All right.
Yeah, you're allowed. You're about Hannah Waddingham's age. Maybe a little young. Yeah.
Okay.
About that age. Yeah.
She is
but
beautiful.
She's a good actress too.
She's in another.
Gorgeous.
She's in another show now.
Ride or Die with Octavia Spencer. Yeah. She's a spy. Yep.
Alan,
it's okay. Pretty good show.
Alan, what'd be a good pickup line for Hannah Waddingham?
Oh wow!
Seen you on
TV? Me off guard. What's that?
Seen you on TV, or hey, how we doing today?
Yeah, or oh boy, you caught me off guard.
Right, Alan? Yeah, we
fish and chip.
There we go.
How about another fish and chip? Come over to my house for fish and chip.
She's like, can I borrow your phone? 911. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Alan, thanks, brother.
Thank you, Alan.
Sure, man. Thank you.
Elizabeth Montgomery, that Bewitched. Alan's showing his age, which is good.
Yeah, no, that is a good one.
Dr. Crane, you do have a slight crush on Ella Langley, right? Small one?
Yeah, but there are some people that, like, the name has been floated out there, so I don't know her directly, but friends of friends know her, so which is a cool thing.
Oh, now come on.
Come on. I mean, we didn't.
Well, so a guy I went to high school with played backup guitars for her for a while. So yeah,
not even in the band, backup guy. Hey, by the way,
in the band, but as
oh, okay, not the backup.
Right.
By the way, don't pull a muscle patting yourself on your back.
I don't have long arms to do that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we don't allow that here anymore. Unless we do it. Then.
Provocative. No one knows what it means.
Oh, nobody does.
Oh, that's funny. All right, we'll get to these answers. And again, practice has wrapped up. Alec Iomanner is going to join Jake Lyman. We're going to get into a lot of stuff with the Titans today. Don't you worry. But our question of the day is your first celebrity crush, which is certainly a good one. We'll have more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday. Tim Hasselbeck at 1. NASCAR driver Ross Chastain at 1:45 today here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, The Game on this Tuesday. Our question of the day is your first celebrity crush.
That's it. Pretty simple. First celebrity crush. You could have 2 if you like, but yeah, whatever.
All right, let's read the text line. We got a ton that have come through here. 0178 Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, she was in Cocktail the other night, man. Watch that.
Dustin in Hopkinsville, Britney Spears.
Back in the day, right?
8162 1990s Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. I read somewhere she doesn't wear deodorant. And I was like, I'm done, right? I mean, it takes 5 seconds to put deodorant on.
She French?
I don't know. I think she does a lot of yoga or something, and there's a candle that smells like her. I'm like, I'm not. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't need that. 0956 first crush. I was girl crazy out of the womb. Punky Brewster and Alyssa Milano back in the mid to late 80s.
Punky Brewster's beautiful now.
Hair Metal Henry.
Oh God.
Bo Derek running down the beach. Now it's forever Kate Beckinsale.
Please, it's a good point. Bo Derek in that movie 10. We all had that poster. All of us.
I figured we'd get one of these. 0019 says Marianne on Gilligan's Island, hotter than Ginger. You either like Marianne or you like Ginger.
That's right.
2104 Heather Thomas and the Fall Guy.
Oh, beautiful.
9355 Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny to Lincoln Lawyer and the cover of Maxim.
Oh, yes.
Bud says Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh, Bud. Is he downstairs?
Maybe. Huffy and Dixon says Daisy Duke.
Catherine Bach. Is that right? Is that her name? Daisy Duke, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Chris in Lewisburg. My rock and roll crush was Stevie Nicks, while my actress crush was Sandra Bullock. Speed was on the other night, and I actually watched it.
It's a great
I haven't
movie.
seen that movie in 20 years, probably.
It's a good movie. It's well done.
Yeah. Like, I forget that
Jeff Daniels
is in it. Yeah. Like,
That's
I'm
cool.
watching it, and I'm like, what is this? Like, the very beginning of the movie, and I'm like, what? That's Keanu Reeves. What is this? And then I did the info, and I'm like, holy crap, it's Speed.
Speed 2 was all full. Terrible.
My mom took me to see that in the theaters. But it was terrible. I don't even know who that guy was.
Jason Patrick. He was in the Goonies. Not Goonies, but in the movie The Vampires.
Yeah, yeah.
With Keanu, with Kiefer Sutherland. Wow. Lost Boys.
Yeah. JD Nashville says Alyssa Milano. 2429 Madeline Stowe from the movie Revenge.
Oh my God. With Kevin Costner and Anthony Quinn. Stunning.
Yep. Skeeter in Spring Hill.
Skeet.
Huge WWF fan in the Attitude Era. Trish Stratus or Lita. Nowadays, Scarlett Johansson all day.
Trish, I don't know who Trish is. Trish is pretty hot.
Look her up and you tell me.
Okay.
And she's probably a tad bit younger than you. And in the words of Greg Pogue, 2 days in a row, she's still getting
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, we all had a crush on Trish. 8466, my first celebrity crush was Apollina from Prince.
Apollonia,
the Purple Rain video.
Yeah, she married an NFL player. Now she's a evangelist.
And then the girl who rolled around on the hood of the car in the White Snake video. That's Katie
Kirk. No,
Kirk.
Teoni. God, what is her name? Don't talk for a second. She married the baseball player.
I believe she's passed away.
She has passed away. Tony Katan.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's it.
Katie Kirk.
I wasn't saying Katie. I knew what it was,
but I said that.
Sylvia in Clarksville, the ladies weighing in. Robert Redford from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Good-looking man.
George Clooney.
Had a run-in with him when the MTSU played BYU in 2013 out there. We were in his restaurant, and he walked by.
Robert Redford?
Yeah. I was like, that's Robert. If you ever see the movie Sneakers, go watch the movie Sneakers. It is a fantastic movie with Robert Redford.
Let's see. Chad says Jennifer Connelly. Everyone in their 30s gets it.
Yeah, she's in Top Gun Maverick too.
She is great. She is. 2765 Megan Fox.
Transformer.
Adam in Clarksville. Amy Jo Johnson. If you're my age, you know exactly who that is.
I do not know.
Pink Ranger.
I still don't know what that is.
Power Rangers.
Oh, okay.
She was the Pink Ranger. Yeah.
Did they show faces?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't Bryan Cranston a voice of something in Power Rangers?
Zordon.
Okay.
Yeah. 8566 Jennifer Love Hewitt. Cody says, "There's another good one. First legit crush, Jodie Sweetin. Still is one of my favorite few I have nowadays."
On Full House.
Yep.
And she is Full House.
She has a Full House. That's for sure. 7968 Celebrity Crush, Catherine Bach, Daisy Duke.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here's another good one. 5122 Christina Ricci is Wednesday in the Adams Family.
Yeah. Sure. I'm not going to dispute anything, but yeah.
Clinton Clarksville says Martina McBride.
Stunning.
Sean says Carrie Green from the Goonies.
I don't
I don't remember that either.
Right. It's all right. That's not bad.
I can't read all of this. Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah. And you talked about it. She passed on your birthday, right?
She did, the same day Michael Jackson. And then Debbie Harry from the band Blondie.
Yeah, she just turned 80, which is crazy to me.
Let's go back to the phones. John wants to weigh in. John, what you got?
All right, Joe. I was a big Farrah Fawcett fan, so I'm gonna have to stay with her. I even had the poster and the T-shirt. And when I got the poster home, my mother wasn't real happy. So needless to say, I didn't get to put the poster up.
John, if you could wear that T-shirt and drive by our parking lot, I'll give you $5.
Joe, that was several pounds and several years ago. So I'll just have to lose that bet, and I'll give you the $5.
All right, that sounds good, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
All of us are showing our age now with the Farrah Fawcett comment, which is fine.
Let's go to Chris. Chris is.
How we doing, guys?
Hey, how you doing? What you got?
Good. I was going to say, I had a lot growing up, but one TV show came out from that day on till now, Party of Five, and it always has been Jennifer Love You.
That's a solid one. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Wasn't she in I Knew What You Did Last Summer?
Was that her or was that
Yeah,
I think that was her. Nev Campbell was in
Scream,
yeah.
They gave Jennifer Love a nickname that I can't repeat, and I'm gonna stop saying her name because I will say it on the air. So we're gonna pass that, but that's a great crush. These are harmless crushes, but we have to add that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, this is all in this. We are now I will say we have a lot of ladies that listen to the show and we appreciate that.
I love that.
But we are a guy show, so we
the Robert Redford one. I mean, that's a handsome man back then, right? Pierce Brosnan, handsome. I mean, I like Pierce Brosnan when he played Bond.
Yeah. So did I. Sorry, I was looking.
Sorry, buddy.
We're gonna have PBR tickets to give away today, and I thought that Jake gave ours away, but
he didn't.
Good. No, we're good.
I don't mean. Do we have more? I got a quick PBR story.
Ahead.
So one time,
the beer or the Bulls?
The Bulls. Not here. We had a bull rider on one time we interviewed. This is years ago, and when we got done with the segment, the producer was still talking to him, but the guy was still on the line. And I made a comment, and I think Dr. Crane, I told you the story about, hey, I heard how they get the bulls fired up. They tie their underbellies together, right? Which I don't know if they do that or not. I just heard
they use a rope that is put up against their bladder, which causes them to kick.
So they don't tie
their
no, they do not do that.
Okay. Have they ever done that?
I
don't know.
That I'm not too sure of.
And I said, I heard they do that. But I said, I don't like that. So the bull rider said, I want to come back on. So I was like, oh, okay. So we go to the commercial, come back on. I'm like, hey, buddy, he's still there. He's like, yeah, I want a piece of you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And just threatened me. And I was like, well, if I'm going to get my ass kicked by a bull rider, it's better than some dude at Mapco in the parking lot, right? So I'm like, yeah, whatever, And then it's like his manager calmed him down. So I was like, oh, my gosh. Every time I'm like, all right, is this guy – I forget the guy's name, right? But if he's going to beat me up, what happened to your black eye? How'd you get a black eye, Joe? Well, bull rider. Like, oh, that's cool. Instead of, how'd you get a black eye? Well, I honked at a guy, and this guy that's 74 years old punched me in the face. It doesn't sound good.
Told me to pull over to 7-Eleven off I-65.
Right. does that. So, but
Nashville Stampede right now are first in PBR. So
nice.
even more incentive to go.
I
here
think
soon,
it's
right?
great. Aren't you like the little voice or something? Aren't you doing a lot of work with them?
Yeah, I do the PBR Minute with Justin McBride. So they had a really good weekend. They won all 3 of their games over the weekend.
I see a party next weekend. Big
2
time.
2 weekends from now, August 14th through the 16th.
That's next weekend.
Oh, we're already in August.
Yeah. Like this weekend is the Cats game. Next weekend, like that, right? They teach you that at private school?
All right.
Street smarts?
All right, enough, Joseph.
They teach it over in Belmead where you want to be part of that community? That's right. I mean, you could try to be part of that community. That's fine.
I don't understand
Where did this
he
come
was
from?
talking about
I
a
don't
buddy
know.
that lived in Belmead and how he goes through Belmead, how he golfs at Richland Country Club. I mean, all this nonsense. And I was like, just stop.
Chase, do not listen to him.
You're from the streets, man.
I usually don't.
I simply just told him I love the Sperry steak seasoning. Oh, you're a Belle Mead guy, aren't you? I was like, no, I just eat there sometimes.
I see what he did there.
Yep. Thank you. So Chase agrees.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're Nipper's Corner, right? Chase is Bellevue. I'm Donaldson. Let's not be any more than we think we are. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Hair Metal Henry says, stop saying PBR. I want to buy a 6-pack. What's stopping you? Bring something for us. Come on, man.
Nothing's stopping you, buddy. You know what to do.
We'll keep the conversation going, including some of the comments Brian Daboll had earlier today. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Titans practice has concluded. Alec Iomanner going to join Jake Lyman here in just a few minutes. I know he was doing some extra work with his quarterback, so we certainly won't get in the way of that. But look forward to hearing from Alec here in just a few minutes. But I know Robert Saleh has spoken after practice, and he clarified some of the things that happened between J.C. Latham and Jeffrey Simmons. Here is head coach Robert Saleh.
Jeff leave practice on his own, or did you tell him?
No, our policy is if you throw a punch, you're ejected in the game. Same thing with practice. If you throw a punch, you're out of practice. But rather than going to the locker room, he went to the other fields. He still got his work in. So the projected reps and the work that he would have got in, he got in off to the side.
All good. Just the back and forth between him and Latham.
That's always, Jeff, our O-line and D-lines, we want them playing with edge. And we want them to toe the line. We want them to toe the line and be Nats, and we just got to learn how to draw the penalty, not give the penalty. And but we're always going to toe the line of violence. We're always going to toe the line of being aggressive and call it instigating if you want. It's just the nature of who we're going to be. But we've got to be disciplined enough to make sure that we always find our way back to the huddle without giving the other team freebies.
I want him to be the best coach this team has ever had.
Dr. Craig, I know you're under the gun back there, but can you clip that last soundbite about toe the line of violence? I've never heard that, and I want to punch you.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I'll give you a list of names of other people.
That's brilliant.
No, I agree.
Hit it.
And
our O-line and D-lines, we want them playing with edge. And we want them to toe the line. We want them to toe the line and be Nats, and we just got to learn how to draw the penalty, not give the penalty. And but we're always going to toe the line of violence. We're always going to toe the line of being aggressive and call it instigating if you want. It's just the nature of who we're going to be. But we've got to be disciplined enough to make sure that we always find our way back to the huddle without giving the other team freebies.
I'm with you.
I have never heard that, and I love it. Find our way back to the huddle. That means stop the nonsense, what you're doing over there, and get your ass back in the huddle. And we're going to push you. We're going to push you. We're going to push you, and you're going to snap at some point. We're going to be like, hey, man, back to the huddle. That's brilliant. That is a defensive head coach who knows what he's doing. I'm telling you,
that's
Titans
a no
fans,
BS, no nonsense.
hop on board
coach.
with this. The offense might suck, but this defense, they're going to fight every play and give me that defense every single day. I love that soundbite. Find our way back to the huddle.
I'm with you,
man. Sorry about that, man. I'm fired up with that.
No, I'm 100% with you though. Like that's what they have needed, and they have not had that in a very long time.
All right, and listen to what he says again. All right, you throw a punch, you're done. But instead of taking your ass in the locker room and sitting down and get something to drink and cool off, you're going to work, and you're going to work by yourself while your teammates over here. That is brilliant psychology. Absolutely brilliant psychology. I mean, we wanted this guy back in January. This is a guy that we wanted. We didn't think he'd be here as the head coach. He's here now, and you can just feel. I mean, you talked to some of the guys who've been the media been to practice. You talked, I think Jim White talked about this. The vibe is just different, and it needed to be different right now. And you hear that soundbite from Robert Saleh, and you're like, let's go. I mean, just put me on the kickoff team or the punt team, because now the kickoff team doesn't run down the field. Put me on the punt team for just one play under Robert Saleh. I'll get put in the ninth row. That's fine, but I'm going down the field because of Robert Saleh, what he said right there. I love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. 100 like that. That's the answer I wanted. And we talked about our policy: as you throw a punch, you get thrown out of the game. That's the same with practice.
Yep.
We had such an issue with that, 2 years ago with Brian Callahan that somebody was like, wait, and look, we went. Who did we ask right after that? We asked Coach Fisher, like, hey, would you? And he's like, oh yeah.
He even did the thumb. He's like,
You're out.
You're out.
Yeah.
But we knew that day. We knew
that was the day. That was the day
that team would stink. We just knew it because they controlled Brian Callahan. Brian Callahan did not control the team. And we talked about it that moment it happened. We were like, he's got to be tossed out of practice. And then Callahan gave some awful answer, and
You said it that day. You were like, "Oh no, like, he's not it."
And now Saul's like, "Yeah, you're tossed out of practice, but you're not going to cool off and go in the shower and get something to drink. You're going to go over there.
You're going to go work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And in some ways, think about what you did.
Yes. But listen to that again. Find your way back to the huddle. Get with your teammates. Instigate, push, but find your way back to the huddle where you become a unit again. I'd never heard that, and I love that.
I love it too. I'm 100%. Like, I am so on board with this guy. And, obviously they got to win games. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to get a pass if they don't win games, but
I'll be just 6-11. I'm disappointed. But if they have fought in every single game and you've established this foundation, I'm good. Now, I'm not
100%.
accepting 6-11, but if this team shows fight and grit and determination, I'm all about, because the 14 and 15 Titan teams did none of that. Robinson came at 16. They showed a little fight. 17 more fight. Vrabel shows up at 18 more fight. 19 more fight. Then all went haywire in 22 with what we all know what happened there. But now it's kind of come back around against like a little 180. And now you're hearing the fight, the aggressiveness, everything coming together. Good.
Let's toss it to Jake Lyman, who is standing by with Titans wide receiver Alec Iomanner. Jake?
Yeah, thanks, Chase. We are out here after the second day of padded practices in Titans training camp, and we are joined by Alec Iomanner. Alec, you've got a week of training camp under your belt, 2 days in pads. What's been the feeling like out there on the practice field?
I've just been having a lot of fun. It's the game that you've been dreaming of playing since you were a kid, and you get to do it every day. And so I go out there really grateful every day to be able to play the game.
Coming off a successful rookie season where you were asked to do a lot as a rookie, what was your focus this offseason to try and take a bigger step here in year two?
Just be aggressive in, every rep that I take on the field. Trying to go out there and just be fearless. Accept the possibility of failure because that's the cost of taking action. And just keep that, in the back of my head and allow that to set me free and be aggressive every play.
You're stepping into a new system with Brian Daboll. Have there been any challenges with getting accustomed to that? And what do you think that this system can unlock for you guys, you, Cam, and some of the other wide receivers?
Yeah, obviously, anytime you're learning a new system, there's going to be, some learning curves. And obviously that had to take place earlier in this offseason. But I think we're getting a better grasp of the offense as we go on. And it's been really fun. I'm just going out there and, learning how to mesh with each other again.
Having a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson who's been in this system for a few years, how much does that help you guys with getting on the same page with Cam and just him being able to instruct you on little things, little intricacies that are in this system?
Yeah, like whenever you have a question, Wan'Dale is the person you go to because he's going to know the answer. And so to have him always, right there at hand makes it super easy to learn the offense.
Coming in with Chim and Gunner and also Cam, how is that dynamic kind of developed with you guys working together and growing together, getting that consistency and chemistry between all of them?
Yeah, I think it just starts out with us having a great friendship. And so, that allows us to be very frank and honest with each other in the process. And so we really help push each other to grow every single day.
Talking with Alec Iomanner, Titans wide receiver. The team also brought in some experienced veteran defensive backs this year. What's it been like working against guys like Alontae Taylor, Cordell Flott, and some of the other additions this offseason?
Yeah, honestly, I really couldn't thank them enough for, coming to practice every single day. I think they've done a really good job of every time we come out here, they're really trying to give their best effort. And so when you come out here, you also have to give your best effort. And so really in that sense, when we get out here on the field, it's like, a game day every single day. And that's something that I really respect them for.
I wanted to ask you a little fun question here. Being at Stanford, your last year, were you guys in the ACC your final year? What was that like? Because I always wonder for the teams on the West Coast that with all the travel going back and forth, what was that like for you your final year at Stanford?
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, you're across the country every other week. And obviously we have to do school there. And so that was definitely a process for sure.
Do you think that prepares you a little bit more for playing in the NFL, cross-country travel, and just having a little bit more on your plate than maybe the average student athlete did?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's harder in college just because you have all of the school to worry about as well. You can't just, focus on ball. And so, yeah, I guess in that sense, it did prepare me.
Last one for you, Alec. Again, a lot of additions to this offensive side. Carnell, Wandale. What do you think fans should expect from this offensive unit heading into 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to go out there every single game and play with a very aggressive downhill mentality. I think you have seen that in camp so far, and I think that's something that's going to be a staple for our offense.
Alec, thanks so much for taking the time and wishing you the best of luck this season.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more here on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Great song.
I was letting it play so I could finish eating my chicken.
I think that was Billy Idol's first ever top 40 hit. I mean, like 1981 or something.
Yeah. Still, you and I were just talking during the break. I mean, Robert Saleh, again, the results have to be there for sure. But
listen, he's established himself as the boss.
Yeah.
He's the boss. You will respect the boss. None of this other nonsense. You're going to respect him, and I love it. I love the way the attitude is there.
I'm curious if you agree with this or not. I thought Vrabel was a good coach, no doubt. But I thought there were times he was too much of the former player, that, he was a player's coach and guys liked playing for him because he understood what they were going through. And that was a good thing. I didn't think it was a bad thing.
Sure. Yeah.
But sometimes I felt like maybe he was a little too close to the fire. And then obviously you go to Callahan, who is running day camp. And then you go to Robert Saleh, who's coming in and be like, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your coach, and we're going to win football games.
So I've talked about this with my son. I love my son. I am not his friend.
Right.
I am your dad. And I've got a good son, and he gives me no problems. And I love that kid more than life itself. But he's my son. The same is going with Saleh and these guys. Like, I'm not your friend. I love you. I'm your head coach, and I'm trying to get you from A to B. I think Vrabel was too much of a topper. Here's what I did. Here's how it affected me. And that's okay. But after a while, you're kind of like, oh, here we go again. He's got a story to top this story. And nobody wanted to hear that. So I like what I've heard from Saleh. It was great in the offseason, the press conferences and the words, but now it's active. These words are active. Find your way back to the huddle is active. And I'm telling you, man, I'm floored by that. I'm going to talk about that and think about that the rest of the month. Find your way back to the huddle.
Yeah, because that's
more
profound.
That's more than football, brother. That's a life lesson. Find your way back to the huddle. I can't get enough of that, man. I'm gonna write the Robert Saleh motivational book. He and I go tour together after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Let him win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, then we'll go the week after,
and then we'll go there.
By the way, Super Bowl same day as Daytona 500.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No, it's the Busch Clash, which is going back to Daytona, is the day before or the night before. But then the Daytona 500 is the next week.
Okay, it's because they push football back a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Valentine's Day, I think. Is that right?
Yes. Okay. That is correct. Let's hear a little bit of Titans offensive coordinator Brian Daboll from earlier today. He spoke before practice, but obviously got into a lot of things when it comes to Cam Ward and ball security and taking care of the football. This was OC Brian Daboll earlier today.
Got a lot accomplished. Got a long way to go. But I think the guys came back in shape, ready to work, had a good understanding of the playbook and the things we did in the offseason. Just trying to build every day, grind. It's going to be a grind here for the next couple weeks. A lot to work on, but pleased with where we're at the start here.
Robert Saleh had talked about the three pillars of quarterback in the red zone, third down, and 2 minute. What's your take on that? Do you feel those are the three pillars as well?
Yeah, they're important situations. How you perform early downs can really help you in those situations as well. Skipping third downs, being able to run the ball in the red zone, 2 minute, you're getting ready to deal with a bunch of D linemen that, you got to throw the ball. We're putting them in disadvantaged situations. Hired a new analytics guy, Benny. He's done a really good job of, going through some of these situations. I've sat down with him, talked to him, percentage wise, where we put the ball, how much time we have left, how many timeouts, how many teams have done it in the last 5 years. Sometimes it's 10%, 9%, 20%, 30%. You have to give young quarterback, really all quarterbacks, as many of those situations as you can. Red zone, same thing. We've done a lot of work down in the red zone. And third down, the longer the yardage, the lower their percentage, the more looks you get, the harder it is to protect. The easiest thing for a defense is know when you have to drop back pass, and they can tee off. So, again, it kind of goes all together. Those situations are critical, but so is first and second down.
Maybe Cam's best traits are as a player, and how much of the offense or what you're going to do going to be geared around that?
Well, we're going to try to gear it around Cam, but also the other guys too, and what they do well. It's a team game. It's the greatest team game there is. It takes all 11. You can watch a clip from a practice, and it looks really, really good. And there's 10 guys doing the right thing, and one guy just not, and the play could not be as productive as it should be. So we'll try to, continue to grow scheme-wise, with Cam, his job is to, lead the offense, to make good decisions with the football, to throw it where he speaks to throw it, to get us out of bad plays if we don't have the right look, to make the right decisions on a play-by-play basis. And that's not an easy thing for a quarterback. There's a lot of things you go through. But again, back from OTAs to now, he's grown every day. We're continuing to evolve the system, and he's done a nice job.
Trubisky told me he's been in some situations where he might make a positive play, but still in the film session he'd be told he was wrong. He didn't go where he was supposed to, things like that. And that you are very counter to that. How important is it for you that your quarterbacks and Cam don't feel that way when they find something good, even if it's not necessarily what you were looking for?
Break it down for me again. Sorry.
So you find something that's not necessarily what the play called for.
Yeah.
It's positive.
They do something else. They hit a play, and maybe it wasn't the right read. Again, some of those are that boys. They have to play the game. We're standing on the sideline. There's rules to every play for every position. A lot of things happen for the quarterback, and he thinks one thing. It's a lot easier when you're going through with the clicker and you're rewinding it 12 times. But things happen in a split second. They have to make a decision. So, our job as a coaching staff is to make sure that we're making corrections. Things are going to happen out here, but there are non-negotiables relative to effort and technique and ball security and things like that we demand.
But there's some freedom built into what you're.
Yeah, well, look, they're not we're never going to make them robots. There's part of it is feel, part of it is an instinctual feel that I think, the quarterbacks that have been out here have a pretty good understanding of that. They're athletic. They can make some loose plays. And we're going to build off of, again, whether it's a mistake or they thought they saw something, our job is to go back into the classroom and make sure we're all on the same page. And they might have a different vision of it, Paul, from being back there in the pocket than I have on the sideline. Usually the first thing I'm going to say to those guys when they come off to the sideline is, what'd you see? Unless it's just a complete, shouldn't do that.
Cam has said he's grown a lot in understanding the why of what you're calling. How have you seen that show up when he's operating on the field?
I just think it goes back to the meetings. And you have to build a good relationship with these quarterbacks. It's a high pressure job. I think they all love it, but there's a lot that goes with it. And we have to have good give and take in the meetings. I'm always going to tell them what I think, and they don't always have to agree with me. And at the end of the day, we come together with a good resolution that is best for the team. There might be times where Cam says, hey, I'd like this, this, and this. And I look at it and I say, I don't really think that's good because of what they're doing here. Then he'll look at it and say, yeah, you're right. There might be other times where I say, I think we should do this. And he's like, what do you think about this? And that's all the quarterbacks. And that's Shea and that's Cade. Maybe it doesn't hit your head that way. And then you look at it and say, you got a point here. So let's go ahead and tweak this and see what it looks like tomorrow in practice. And that's what these are for.
That was Brian Daboll earlier today before practice. Coming up next, Tim Hasselbeck joins us from ESPN. We'll talk some NFL with him next. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Tuesday, training camp well underway across the NFL and in high school football as well. We bring in our own high school football coach and ESPN NFL analyst Tim Hasselbeck, who joins us now. Tim, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, you're right. I messed you guys up. Chase, you like last week. I texted you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot, man. I'm at training camp. It's like the fog of it. So I appreciate you adjusting with me last week.
Well, no worries. So how's it going? How is the squad looking?
I think we're improving, which is the best thing. I don't know that you ever really know. We play in a tough league. We have a really hard schedule, and I think like somebody said that there was like a top 25 that somebody released or something in the state, and I think 9 of the teams that we play were on it, and the one team that wasn't, I was shocked that they were on it because we think they're really good and probably better than some teams on it. So we have some challenges ahead of us. But one thing saying, kind of to our guys, like I know we've improved, which is, whether it's us, whether it's the Titans, whether it's a college team that's reporting to training camp, this week. That's really all you can do right now because you don't know until, the season how good you're going to be. But if you're showing improvement, that's the point of this time of year.
We've talked to you about this before, Tim, when it comes to training camp and a quarterback and, oh, no, he threw 2 interceptions on this day. And then, Cam Ward throws a 65-yard bomb to Carnell Tate today. And it's like the ebbs and flows. From your eyes as a coach and as a former quarterback, how do you view that? Because obviously you may want to try some things, to see what works. But then from the coaching aspect, like Robert Saleh said, it's a non-negotiable to throw across your body and make mistakes like that. So what is the balance and how do you look at things?
Yeah, I think the balance is I think it's a Peyton Manning quote of, every interception has its own story, right? Something to that effect, which is, especially in camp, you could be doing a certain situation, or there could be certain routes that are a point of emphasis, or there could be, opportunities that you're trying to get a certain player. And so you may be a little more aggressive in forcing them the football or, just like things of that nature, right? Like, so there'll be maybe interceptions that come up in environments like that, look, there's a story to them of like why it happened. Then, there could be an interception where, like exactly what you just described, Chase, which is I'm rolling left, throwing back right, laid across the middle, across my body, and it's intercepted. Like, no, that's just bad football. It's a bad decision. There's no place for it. And it's like, that's 100% just, not something the quarterback should do in practice, a game, anything like that. So, I think it's the nature of the interception and, what was going on. So like, not being there for the entire practice and seeing what all they are, like it's hard to say because I just know in my experience, there have been times, I just remember being at the Giants and them saying like, look, we're trying to push the ball down the field more. We want to give Plexico Burris more opportunities down the field. We want to like look the guy down, try to hit the deeper route. Like there was such an emphasis on that. I think there was like an understanding of being more aggressive with the football would put it in harm's way a little bit more. And, but it's what they were looking for. So like they knew what the plan was, that's very different than a guy just not seeing the coverage, getting fooled, making bad decisions. That's different. So that's why I think it's hard to just say, oh, there are interceptions, it's bad, or hey, no, there's no interceptions where we're doing great. Well, it's like, well, no, not really. Not if you're like, no one's saying like, well, they're not completing any passes or converting no third downs. Like, that could be the story too.
Tim Hasselbeck's with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. We talked about this last year, but I want to bring it up again because you made some great points about this. If Cam Ward is in practice doing things, and Chase and I talked about this yesterday, doing things in practice, he would not do in a game. It'd drive me crazy. And my example is when I was in college, our quarterback was Jimbo Fisher. he would do that in practice, do things he would never do in a game, and it was allowed, and it would drive us crazy because he knew he would never do it. Is that something that needs to be talked about? Like Cam, you're not going to do this in a game, so don't do it out here. Or is there a fine line where you can kind of say, all right, let's see if you could do this, but we're probably not going to run this play anyway.
Yeah, I mean, first off, if a guy's name's Jimbo, he probably does whatever the heck he wants. I mean, let's just
he did.
be real,
right?
Okay? I mean, let's his name wasn't Spencer; it was Jimbo. So let's just start with that. So I don't think he cared what you were going to tell him, Joe.
Yeah, right.
Look, practice is a time to figure out what you can do. Now, I think there are still guardrails within that. And it's look, we're going to have a new quarterback at Ensworth. Our quarterback graduated. We're going to have a new quarterback at Ensworth. And so, when guys do things, it's no, okay, you're new to this. You're getting the rep. We're not doing that. You don't do that here. So if you do that again, I'm just going to take you out and put somebody else in to get the rep. We're not doing that. So that same thing can happen, probably not that same way. If Cam does something where he's throwing back across his body late, the way I would coach that with him is this. Look, you got a ton of ability. You're going to make plays. But before we go to 2.0, which is you rolling left, throwing back right, acting like you're Patrick Mahomes, we're going to get to 1.0 first. We're gonna play in the structure of the offense on time, on rhythm, through the progression, do the right things. And then once you do that, now if you want to go outside of that because you have mastered the other stuff, okay, now we're good if you make that work. But not until you do step one first, right? We're not going to algebra 2 until we do algebra 1.
Right. Would you ever so say Cam does that again, rolls that way across the body, throws interception. Would you ever say take off running to a quarterback, to the number one quarterback, because blatantly he's not listening to you, and running would always get my attention because nobody wants to run? Would you ever do that to a quarterback? Say, take off running. I don't need you right now.
Yeah. It's weird in pro football. There's definitely a relationship in a way. I think the more embarrassing thing for a pro quarterback is you don't say anything. You go, you can't do that, right? And he's like, yeah, I know I can't do it. And then you just move on to the next play, right? You go do the next play. And then later, the next day, next morning or later that day, when you are watching it, you watch it as a team and you make the embarrassing correction there in front of everybody. And just be like, listen, hey, we're trying to build this around you here. And we're only going to go as far as you'll take us. But if you do stuff like this, playing losing football, it's not going to work.
With that, we had Heath Evans on a few weeks ago. He played fullback for the Patriots from 05 to 08. And I said, what was it like watching Brady prepare? And he said, let me tell you something. Tom Brady went to practice every day like it was the Super Bowl. And we were like, yeah, okay. He's like, no. He would Vrabel and Bruschi and those guys would bark at him and slack. And he goes, Tom would get on him. He goes, Tom practiced every day like it was a Rose Bowl, like it was a Super Bowl. Then he said a step further, when your biggest star is practicing, has it's like his last practice ever, it speaks volumes. So let's go to the high school level with you. When your 5-star who's getting recruited by everybody is doing what Tom Brady does in practice, how much does that help Coach Hasselbeck get that message across?
Yeah, I mean, look, we coach our guys all the same. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We treat everybody with respect. We coach them so whether they're a returning player or not, that's how we do it. It's not like that on every pro team, but I do think that there is an element of, and also some of it's the guy. Cam has always struck me as a guy because of his path, his upbringing, that I feel like he could be coached hard. I think there are some guys that are too fragile to get coached hard because they just never have been throughout their career. I don't know Cam personally, but he strikes me as a guy that could get coached hard. So I do think that there's an element to that where it's look, this is the expectation. It doesn't matter who you are, how much money you're making. This is the standard and the expectation of how we're going to do things. So, Yeah, I think that's valuable in a team sport. I really do. And look, that's definitely, probably, kind of a Bill Parcells kind of mentality.
Right.
Look, did Parcells treat Lawrence Taylor differently than he treated other guys? Yes, he did. He 100% did. But at the same time, like, he wasn't afraid to get on anybody. I mean, look at the videos of how he talked to Phil Simms, right?
Right.
Like, so I do think that there needs to be an accountability of what the standard is, even for the star players.
Well, I guess to a step further, when your 5-star is the first in drills, the first here, the first there, and he's setting the tone for your practice, when he's the guy with all the offers, I just think it goes a step further, saying, all right, see how this guy's working? I need you guys to work that way. Kind of sets example non-verbally of, hey, this is what this guy is all about. And that's what, to me, with Brady and the 5-star receiver, when they can lead the practice and rally the guys, because you know this, Tim, as a coach, sometimes that message that you give is like, oh God, he's talking again. Yeah. But when your star player says it to his teammates, it goes a little bit better and a little bit longer right there.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say it now because you're giving me 2 opportunities. I didn't swing at the first pitch on it.
Okay.
First thing is this. I don't have any 5 stars. I'm not like other schools in our conference that are going and recruiting other states and bringing in kids, okay? Let's just be very clear. Let's just be very clear about that. There aren't any 5 stars here, okay? The kids that are here are kids that have been in our program, playing in our program, and I love them, and we'll compete, and we'll do just fine. But just to be clear, we're not the other schools that are going and replacing the kids that are there with kids with multiple scholarship offers and 5 stars. That being said, okay, you've seen us play. We got an outstanding running back. His name's DJ Gibson. He's a senior. To be honest with you, he is, man, he's an unbelievable player, and he should have incredible college football opportunities in front of him. Like he's going to be a 3-year starter for us, and he is outstanding. But if he does something wrong, like, we correct him. And the good news for him is, like, he wants to learn and get better from it. And so that is the standard. So he's a star player, not a 5-star, but he's a star player. And that's how, that's how we do it. I think that's how you have to do it. And I think you just have a healthier team because of it.
I love it. By the way, I'm not from here, so could you tell me what school you're talking about that's recruiting out of state?
The funny thing is, it's like the worst kept secrets in town.
Right.
Like, it's just like the worst kept secrets in town. Like a bunch of people with their head in the sand.
He is Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, and the head coach at Innsworth. We'll have more with him coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday, continuing with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, and the head coach at Innsworth. Something we talked about earlier, Tim, there's always going to be scuffles in practice this time of year in training camp, and Jeffrey Simmons took a swing, and Robert Saleh told him he was done for the day, sent him to the side field to do some work. He talked about in his press conference of, we're not going to just send guys back to the air conditioning in the locker room. We're going to make them do work. But that has been a big change of what we've kind of seen the last few years. Why do you think that's going to be a good thing for the Titans to find that discipline under Saleh?
I like that. I hadn't seen that. You're right. Like some guys get thrown out of practice. Some guys might be like, hey, let me fight so that I can go get in the cold tub quicker. Like I hadn't thought of it. So it's like, yeah, let's put you on an assault bike or something if we're going to take you out of practice. Like I think that, the whole thing with fighting, look, in camp, guys are fighting for jobs. Guys, are getting through training camp, established players, and maybe don't want somebody doing something unnecessarily in practice. And so there's just definitely a balance, and you have different perspectives in terms of, how a guy is going through a practice and what his intentions are. Yet at the same time, these fights that can break out can ultimately be dangerous and then can, unfortunately, create a little fracture in your team, can lead to other injuries. And so I think how you handle them, what the message to your team is in them, how you remove them, but don't remove competitiveness in your practice, I think ends up being important. And discipline is a huge part of it because you look at the teams that are most penalized, especially teams that have kind of what I would call the selfish, and unsportsmanlike or celebratory, penalties. Those teams are usually the teams that don't make the postseason. So I think it's a good way to handle it. And, it doesn't surprise me that Saul is trying to handle it that way.
I think we asked you this when we found out, but they're going to have 3 joint practices with 3 different teams. When you look at a team like the Titan that has questions at the offensive line, they have a remade secondary, you have a second-year quarterback and a young receiving core. How beneficial is that going to be for those guys to go up against people that they don't see every day?
Yeah, that's important. And I think even beyond that is because it's a controlled practice and not just a preseason game, you're going to get situations. So if there's a guy that you want to get certain reps, a young guy or a veteran, or your starter or a backup, you script it. You make sure that it happens. That's why most coaches like these joint practices more than the preseason games. Because you get a preseason game and you're like, oh, it'd be great to get a 2-minute drive with our ones at the end of the half. Well, if you don't have the ball, you're not going to get it. So, you build up all week thinking it's going to happen, and then you never end up getting it. You have a joint practice. You can be like, we want our ones to have a backed up scenario. We want them to have a red zone scenario. We want them to have an end of a half scenario, a 2-minute. We want them a 4-minute drive scenario. You just go ahead and practice it. You set the stage for it and you get it. So I think that's the best thing. So, 3 different opportunities, for that should really help you go into a season with your guys having faced another opponent in very real game-like scenarios.
How much do you think, I know it's still a ways out, would you be sort of game planning for the Jets right now, your opening game? Is there an advanced team looking at this, or you just totally ignore the Jets until a few more weeks into camp?
Yeah, it's human nature. There will be things that it's like, oh, hey, yeah, and this will be in the plan week 1. So it's not everything because it's not a division game and stuff like that. It won't be overkill, but there definitely is already a plan, and there are things that will be talked about even this far out because it's your first game. And there'll be very little, if any, game planning on a preseason game. You maybe just cover a front or a blitz or something that you think that you will get. But by and large, you are, you're kind of doing the stuff that you think will be kind of boilerplate type things for the season.
Right.
And then But because it's your first opponent, you will say like, oh yeah, and this will be in week 1. This will be a thing week 1.
Would Brian Daboll or the OC ever do this in a joint practice? Go to the other team's DC and say, hey, why don't you throw this at my quarterback, see how he reacts? Or is that off the table?
Yeah, I don't know about something like that. I do think you'll say like, with your own team for sure, like you will just end up scripting like, hey, like we need to see this again. Like we need to get this look again. Like with your own team, you will, against another team because they're going to want to be working on things of their own. You would have to have a very deep and strong relationship to say that like, to kind of point somebody in a direction to do something because those snaps are valuable to the other side as well. So, I don't think that'll happen, but I do think you could say, hey, look, this is a blitz period here, right? Like, this is a third down blitz period. Let's handle it that way.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard this or not, but after practice, Saleh was talking about the fight and how you toe the line of violence in football, which I absolutely love. I absolutely love that. And you instigate till you pull it back. And then he said, Tim, and we've heard a lot of football jargon in our lives, so much, but he said something I've never heard before. He said, at the end, you got to find your way back to the huddle. And to me, that was just, I got chills hearing that because listen, you might be out there on the island and running your mouth, do a few things, but you're one of 11. Find your way back to the huddle. I just thought that spoke so well of what Robert Saleh is trying to convey with this football team.
It's weird to me because Chase told me that when you went behind the glass, you guys were scuffling it up. He walked in. He's like, hey, you need to find your way back to the studio. Like,
he's right.
You didn't find your way back to the studio. It's the same concept, same exact concept. So I think that I think it's a great coaching point. Look, you don't want to get thrown out, so whatever you do, you stick up for a guy, whatever, you don't want to get thrown out. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want like all of those things. And so, and he's right. It is violent. There are elements of sticking up for each other. There's all of those things. But ultimately, yeah, like you got to play the next play.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let me ask you this. We had a discussion yesterday, Chase, about 2-minute drills in practice because I like watching a 2-minute drill because it's the NFL version, like the hurry up. How often do you work on the 2-minute drill, and what are you trying to accomplish? Because as a head coach, you want your defense to stop them, but also you want your offense to go down the field. So it's a 50-50 for a head coach.
I will say being a head coach is weird because it's like things will happen and you're like, yeah. And then you're like, it's the other side of the ball. Like you can't, and I've been so trained offensively to be like, so I definitely have like forced myself a little bit to, a DB goes and rakes the ball out of a receiver's hand, rather than going to the receiver and be like, man, like you got to be strong with your hands. Like we got to finish that thing.
Right.
To say like, hey, like good job. Like, at the moment of truth, point of contact, like raking the ball out. So yeah, there are elements to that, as a head coach, you got to think about, but look, I do think scenarios are important. Like I can tell you how we do our practices. Like today we had a lot of third down stuff today. Yesterday we had a lot of red zone stuff. We will have backed up scenarios. We'll do 2-minute. Like I don't think at any level you can, I don't think at any level you can overdo handling situations that you're going to get. And look, you're not always going to get a backed up situation. You're not always going to get a 2-minute. You're not always going to get snaps inside the 5-yard line for goal line. But they're going to happen, and they do win and lose games. And so, look, that's why teams do these scenarios. That's why these joint practices will be so important, is because guys want to be able to do that, want to be able to focus on that stuff. It's how you win and lose games.
Do you teach your quarterback when it's not there quickly in a 2-minute drill just to chuck it out of bounds?
I mean, I say a lot to the quarterbacks. I do. They definitely are probably sick of hearing the things that are saying. The best one for the thing I say the most, like we huddle up. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. You guys can find it. It's out there right now. Mike McDaniel, who's now the offensive coordinator at the Chargers, and I think he's going to do a great job there. He's talking about the conflict between leaving the huddle and getting to the line of scrimmage to run your play. That creates chaos for a defense. These offenses in colleges that just like they're like an Uzi. They just are like run and play super fast.
Right.
That's not really a challenge. Like everyone just knows it's happening fast. It is from the time you break the huddle, you don't know what they're doing, to the time they snap the ball, that is fast. That is a challenge. And so like I'm all about that.
Right.
I love that. So we huddle up, but like from that point, when we break the huddle to what we are showing the defense and what we are running, I want that to be as fast and as confusing as possible. And so people are probably sick of me with like, let's go, get up, get set, get your hand in the ground, let's go. That's all day long, and quarterbacks included.
Let me, for this, and I love getting inside your mind with all this that's going on. Timeouts. Do you tell the court, people like, oh, save the timeout? I'm of the mindset, I've always been, take the timeout if you need it, whether it's the first play of the game or the last play of the game.
Yeah.
It's the same way, like if your quarterback is confused, it's okay to take a timeout, right?
Yeah, listen, if my quarterback's confused, then I might take a timeout to take him out. You know what I mean? If I got another guy confused, like, that's to be expected. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like negative plays. Negative plays are brutal, and they set you off schedule. So I'm more than happy to burn a timeout on either side of the ball. A bust on defense leads to a touchdown, call a timeout. I would much rather that. Are there a few scenarios where it's just like, hey, you're not going to do that? Sure. You're in real tight. It's, you're missing a guy on your PAT team. Take the 5 yards and kick a 5 yard, an extra point that's 5 yards further. There are certain scenarios, but by and large, like, we got a problem, let's use a timeout.
Tim Hasselbeck is with us. Real quick, I saw Shefty put out that Carson Beck going to start the Hall of Fame game for the Cardinals. His head coach, Mike LaFleur, announced. I mean, there's a lot of eyes, I think, on him. Could he take over as the starter at some point this year? But what do you think about him getting that big opportunity on Thursday?
Yeah, I think it's, people saw him as obviously when he was at Georgia and he tears his UCL. Obviously did a nice job at Miami. Their quarterback situation is certainly unsettled. The new contract for Brissett probably settles it a little bit, but it's not a starter contract. And so I don't think it's crazy to think that at some point he's a starter this year, or even with that, he could be the starter of the future, for them. So, if they got that right, that would change things a lot for that organization.
No doubt. Tim, appreciate it as always. Love the chats. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Joe, make it back to the studio. Make it back to the studio.
Done.
Well, we will try for sure. Thanks, Tim.
See ya, fellas.
See ya. Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, joins us every Tuesday at 1:00 here on the program. And you know what? I'll throw this out there.
Yeah.
If you want your business to sponsor Tim Hasselbeck, email together@cromwellmedia.com.
I'm on it right now.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, this is great. I love talking. And he said it's weird being a head coach. And I like that part of him talking about how it's different from being a player. You're the head coach, and I gotta think it is weird.
Yeah, for sure. We will recap that and more with practice today from the Titans. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Training camp underway for the Two-Tone Blue and all of our, I guess they're still the Two-Tone Blue, sort of. And all of our coverage is presented by Twin Peaks Restaurants, Parman Tractor and Equipment, and Tri-State Water, Power, and Air. Appreciate them for being on board. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at 102.5 The Game for live shows and exclusive content. Connor Newt and Parker Kelly have done a great job out at Titans training camp. Dr. Crane does a lot with Nashville SC. You can see all that stuff on the YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out, Joseph.
Well, I think it's I'm reading some of the transcripts from practice today with the Titans. You know, day 2, they're getting after, but you know, all the teams, 32 teams are all doing this right now. But I just, we focus on here, what's going on. And it's just, the vibe is just so different from what we've had the last 2 years, even going back to 22, because the A.J. Brown thing weighed over camp.
Yeah.
And then when Trayvon, what was his name? The receiver? I forget his name. Traylon Burks. Yeah, right? And like, he was out of shape. He had the asthma, and you're like, what? And so that was the talk. But the team played well. And until that fateful day in whatever, November, December, when word came that Robinson was fired.
Yeah.
After the Eagles game. And it just right there, and people are like, wow, that had to do with whatever. The franchise just stopped. And now it seems like they're going again.
Okay, so that leads me into my question. Like, do you have the feeling of, not that they're going to go out and win 15 games this year, but it's just like, finally things feel right. Like, they got the right GM, they got the right coach. We'll still see on the quarterback, but they're building around him. It's not complete yet. The defense looks like it might have something.
Sure.
And so, therefore, it's this sense of this team's going to be better. Now,
right.
How much better, we'll see, but they're going to be better.
Well, I think also the mindset is, if I'm going to play you, even high school, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, whatever game day, that I know I'm going to be in for a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Then, like, the Jets are going to know Robert Saleh is going to have the Titans ready to fight. Not overboard fight, get guys thrown out. If I know going in that you're going to fight me, I mean, we double down. I mean, a little extra something. There wasn't a fight the last 2 years. There wasn't. 23, a little bit of a fight, but you knew we all knew that was the end with Henry, Vrabel, Tannehill. We knew it was the end in 24, 25. But now it's just kind of like, you feel like this team is going to fight you. And man, that's what I want to hear from Vanderbilt Sports Center, Medical Center, Health Camp facility over there. I want to know that you're going to fight me every game. And then I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight.
Yeah. I know. I
put that on the 6, Connor.
I cannot agree with you more.
Right.
On that it's just like, just show me that there's a pulse.
Yes. Great statement.
And now I feel like it's gone from there's a pulse to there's a heartbeat. And there's a soul. This team was soulless for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like from the top down. And look, I'll even praise Amy, because I think Amy, either she realized it or somebody got to her or whatever, of like, okay, something's got to change here, because the way that we're doing things isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been around, like she did the ice bucket challenge for CJ, which I thought was really cool.
Sure.
But she's let the football people do the football job.
I love it. I love that.
And so it's just like, finally, it seems, now we've kind of seen this before, but it finally seems like, all right, things are back on the tracks. Let's see where this thing can go.
Absolutely. And going back to what Tim said, because the whole Cam Ward thing is like, how much are they on him? Like,
yeah,
on him. And that's what Tim had a great point. Like, if you throw the ball across your body again, if an interception, all right, that's practice. You messed up. Do it 2 more times, and it's a habit. So how do you criticize him, right? And I was like, I'd make him run. I'm always about running guys. But then you take the number 1 quarterback out, and Tim's answer was great. You embarrass him in the team meeting. Not overly like that's your goal, but like, what are you doing here? and let the teammates see how you're coaching him in that situation. I thought that was one of the most brilliant things Tim Hasselbeck has ever said on our show. We've had him on.
Well,
bring him in and embarrass him, but embarrass him in a way that's like, you can't keep doing this, man. And here's why. I like that.
And to that point, I think so many times we get caught in always the quarterback. There's everybody else, and,
right.
and then there's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a coach that is kind of like, I get it, you play the most important position on the field, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But I don't care if you're the quarterback, the safety, the left guard, the punter, like you're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Robert Saleh, that's where he is at, and that he views all 90 guys in camp right now. Now, granted, there's a depth chart, but you're all the same, and you got to earn your spot. Nothing is given to you.
No, not at all.
So even though Cam Ward is the starter, and he's going to be the starter, I love the phrase that Saleh used, and Daboll used it today too. Of there are non-negotiables. And like, we're not going to do this. There are some things, and Tim was talking about it too, of, I want you to try things, and I get trying to make a play, but if you're going to throw it across your body and make a bad throw and try and thread a needle that isn't there, like, we're going to get rid of that real quick.
What do you rank this opening game versus the Jets in the history of the Titans franchise since they came here in 97? Obviously, the Super Bowl is number one. But something about this game versus the Jets, man, you win this game, you're a rocket. You're going that way.
I think it is like undoubtedly the most important game because it's the first game, it's the next game, all that. But if you go 0-1, I don't know if this team is equipped enough to come back from that. You go 1-0,
yeah,
you could go 2-0. Like, I mean, as simple as that sounds, I think it does a lot for them.
I think it's one of the most important games ever in this franchise.
I would agree with you. We will get back to the Titans in the 2:00 hour, but we're going to talk a little racing coming up next. Ross Chastain, former winner out at the Nashville Super Speedway, and I think we consider him a friend of the show. He is going to join us coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Talk a little NASCAR as they go to the Iowa Speedway this weekend for the Iowa Corn 350, powered by ethanol. They'll be at the Bristol Motor Speedway September 19th for the annual Bass Pro Shops night race. And to talk more about that, we bring in the driver of the number one, Ross Chastain, who joins us now. Ross, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. You guys, thanks for having me on. That's crazy to think we'll be back in Tennessee racing the Bass Pro Shops night. Like our fall Bristol race is coming up in less than 2 months. That's wild.
I know. It's crazy. And obviously it's a crown jewel event, the night race at Bristol, but obviously a long way to go. And you know, it's so funny that we have you on because you know, you and I have done a lot together with the Nashville Super Speedway, and I'm redecorating my office, and I found this picture that you and I took together, I think, last year, and I was like, oh, this will be cool to hang up. And then, lo and behold, you come on today. So it's kind of funny how all that works out.
Yeah, I mean, look, funny. You could say we're a couple of funny-looking fellas, whatever you want to say, but hey, as long as you're hanging pictures, we're good.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you guys are not where you want to be. I've heard you say that. I know there's work to do, but do you feel like the week off was something that maybe you all needed, that you can come into these next handful of tracks before the chase starts and get yourself in the right place in the standings where you can make the chase?
I mean, that's a tall task to just do the math and look at the points and how we have ran. Even if we take a step forward in speed and we go to Iowa and we run 10th, which would be a good day. I mean, that's just, I need base hits. You know, for other sticking ball, I just need a first down, and 10th place would be great, but that's not going to get us there. So it's going to take something that we haven't been able to do this year as far as the speed and finish and stage points throughout the day over these next 4 races. So to look at it from the math side, like the honest glass half empty guy in me says, not a chance, but that's why we go race. That's why we do this. And I mean, if we can just get better, that's what we're looking for. We're just trying to get better, and the rest will take care of itself.
Well, what do you think? I mean, if you knew the answer to this, obviously you guys would be leading the standings, and that's how everybody would say it's so easy. But what are some things that you have seen that maybe have plagued you this year that you haven't seen in years past?
Just the week in and week out inconsistent handling of my race car. I can't speak specifically for my teammates, but we do have similar feedback on Mondays of what the cars are doing, and we're just trying to get them to do the same thing through the same corner. They tend to get tight, get loose more chaotically than whenever we've been fast in the past, whenever we've had race cars that lead laps or contend in the top couple spots. Just the front, you know, we want to be at the pointy end of the spear, and we're not, because these cars are a handful to drive. So, not sure. If we knew the answer, we would just fix the car. We are trying a lot of things, and nobody is complacent at Trackhouse, which makes for tough conversations, but it's so good to see that people are frustrated and that we are making changes and we are trying to make it better, because we're not okay with how we are.
Ross Chastain is on the Chasing Big Joe show. You just slid right in my question, Ross. I'm looking at your finishes, and your finishes look like my A1C, like you're 35th, you're 3rd, you're 35th, you're 27th, you're 7th. I mean, it's up and down. And I know the frustration part is there, but at what point does frustration get into discontent, or can you allow yourself to go the way, because you are the face of the car, of the race team? How do you keep everything even tempered when you know you could do better?
Well, as far as a big picture view, that's for the leadership at Trackhouse and our owner, Justin Marks, to do that. I'm siloed into the one car, and if my teammates run good, then we'll be able to see how and know what they did. But that's from a big picture point of view, that's for people way smarter than me. My job is to drive the car. My role is to give the feedback of what the car is doing, so we can try to go faster at Bristol in the fall when we come back September 19th than we did in the spring.
Is it, week to week, it would drive me crazy, because you did good at Pocono. You ran in the top 10, and then, the few weeks you're getting the 20s. How do you keep that temperament just like, all right, put this behind us, let's go next week? We got Iowa, Bristol in a few weeks and all that. Is it a psychology of putting that behind you and looking forward? Because I think part of that's got to be there, Ross.
Have you ever read any of the research they've done on goldfish? Every time they swim around the bowl, it's a new bowl. That's
I
me.
I have not.
That's me.
Ross,
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, yeah, I have a very short memory, sometimes a short attention span,
Right.
and that's why NASCAR racing fits me well. There's probably something to be said for why I struggled in school at times when I was younger, and
That's
now
right.
I found the job that fits me well.
I love it, man.
Ross Chastain is with us. So, what do you like about racing at Bristol?
How fast it is. I mean, it is a concrete canyon of a racetrack. The straightaways are banked. They're angled more than some other racetracks are in the corners. And at only a half mile, and the way the Coliseum, the stands, and the suites are built around it, you drive out there and you're just rolling through the hills and small neighborhoods and maybe one industrial building there and one industrial building 5 more miles down the road, but mainly just small town people living in small towns and right. Just families living. And then here is this mecca of a Coliseum standing out in the hill that, the Smith family, Bruton Smith, had so much sight to look into the future back when it was a much smaller venue, and what Marcus Smith and his group at SMI have done to grow it into what it is now. I love walking into it. I don't like to go through the tunnel. When I'm walking in, I want to go across the racetrack.
Yeah.
And just watching race cars. When I watch other cars, whether it's if I'm in Group B of practice or I'm watching qualifying, I cannot believe that the race cars make it around the racetrack as fast as they do. And then I jump in mine and it feels easy. Not easy, but like I can do it physically. When I watch it, my brain cannot comprehend how race cars go around Bristol.
Oh, if you've never been, for people listening, if you've never seen it live, TV does not do it justice. You've got to go sit in those stands and feel, because you can literally feel you guys going around the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few passes available each race for the inside, and you can stand down on top of the media center and up on Victory Lane down in 3 and 4. But if you can do that and get inside the track somehow and view some sort of a race or cars going around the track from down there, it's absolutely incredible. And then when I go out and watch the truck or O'Reilly race, I just sit up mainly in 3 and 4, and I sit about 2/3 of the way up, dead center, right at the apex of 3 and 4. And then I can watch the whole track, and I don't ever have to move my head. That's like my favorite spot to watch other races.
Ross, you've won a lot of races. Is there one race that stands out to you that's your favorite win? Maybe because nobody thought you could do it. Is it your first one? I mean, winning the 2025 Coca-Cola 600 was pretty badass, but is there one that stands out to you?
The first Cup win will always be special no matter where it happened, because it was the first one. So it could have been any track. The specialness of that, of accomplishing that goal, that really, when I moved to North Carolina, when I turned 19 years old, back to the 12-year-old kid that started as a hobby, and then the whole path to get to 2022 and that year that we had, and when we won our first race, that one will always be special. And then you said it. I mean, a crown jewel. There's only a few races that give you a ring in Victory Lane, and when they slid that ring on my finger at Charlotte, when we won the World 600, right, the Coca-Cola 600, that was an incredible accomplishment. So yeah, something. I mean, those two, they stand out above the rest.
Ross Chastain is with us. We're seeing an influx of young drivers, come through this sport. I mean, I consider you in that realm as well, but you get to run a handful of races for Junior Motorsports in the O'Reilly series. To see and work with, Carson and Sammy and all those guys, and what Dale Jr., Raja Caruth running this weekend has put together. How much fun is that to kind of be a little bit of a mentor, but also go in there and compete to win races? How much fun is it?
It's a lot of fun, because I spent a decade racing against them, and I realized that I could not beat them, so I should just join them. So, yeah, Dale and his sister Kelly and LW and like that group, Joe Mattis behind the scenes, have built the strongest O'Reilly team there is. And it's a good time to be driving their cars. They are the fastest. We just had the first through fourth finished in series history at Indy. And yeah, like you said, Carson got his first win. He drove by me and held off Allgaier, past champion of that series. But he passed me for the win, for the lead, and never looked back. So maybe he did look back because Justin did catch him right at the end, but he won, and that was cool to see. It was humbling to lose. I don't like him enough to let him win, that's for sure. So I was trying to stay in front of him and just couldn't do it. So that was cool to see that. And yeah, look, it's very intentional. I've raced against those cars, and Trackhouse and JRM both went to work to get me in there. It's very expensive to do. And we've got my last race of the year coming up this weekend at Iowa.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck in the Cup ride as well. We always enjoy our conversations with you. And we're going to have some fun at Bristol here in about a month and a half. But best of luck this weekend at Iowa.
All right. See y'all September 19th.
Absolutely. Ross Chastain joining us here on the show. And again, September 19th up at Bristol. If you have never been, everybody I talk to that's like, hey, man, you love NASCAR. You know it very well. I want to go to my first race. Where should I go? I love what we got out here at the Nashville Super Speedway, and I would never tell you not to go there. But I would say Bristol is number one.
Oh,
always.
Sure.
Just the night race at Bristol, the short track, Saturday night.
Chance of a brawl.
Oh, yeah. And the rumors are they're moving that race back to August where it always was, which is going to make it even hotter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is this the latest it's ever been?
It's been this way because they put it in the Chase, the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
But the rumors are it's going to move back to where it was. So
Should.
that will be cool. We'll come back with more in the 2 o'clock hour. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Appreciate Ross Chastain for joining us. The Titans practice done for the day. I think it's not open to the media tomorrow, and then I believe they're back out at Thursday, out at Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
You better get it correct, pal.
I'm getting used to it.
Dude, I just came out. I had no idea. The 2026 Coaches Top 25 football poll is out.
Okay, let me mention something real quick
Do it,
about
buddy.
the Cats, and then you tell me that.
Do it, pal.
The AF1 has released their all AF1 team, and the Nashville Cats of Clarksville have 8 players that were named to the first team, and they are Tyler Kolka, the quarterback, receiver Malik Honeycutt, fullback Desmond Maxwell, offensive lineman Devin Ziegler, and kicker Kyle Kaplan. And then second team, defensive back Amari Alexander, defensive lineman Jaquan Artis, and Roderick Perry. So congratulations.
Some good players.
Those were first team. And then second team, was offensive lineman Peyton Mohillo, defensive lineman Pika Leota, and defensive back Derek Jones. So 11 players total get honors here at the end of the season, and the Arena Crown Championship will be Saturday starting at 3 in Clarksville at F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, and Cats against Albany.
Can't wait. I mean, I cannot. It was so loud in there last Sunday. How often do you get to go see a championship game in professional sport? I don't care what sport it is in professional.
I agree.
Lacrosse, whatever. Soccer and their 19 tournaments they got, Dr. Crane. I don't mind, but this is cool.
What you got so this is the coaches poll?
This is a coaches poll, top 25. 9 SEC teams make it. I'll cut to the chase. Tennessee is 18th in the poll. Number 1 team, Chaser, it is. What do you think?
Ohio State.
Yeah. Number 2,
Georgia.
Oregon.
Okay.
Keep throwing Oregon up there, and they keep getting their ass kicked in the playoffs. Number 3 is Georgia. 4th, Texas. 5, not SEC, is
not SEC.
Here's your hint. Golden Tate.
Notre Dame.
Number 6, not SEC. Up until last year was the worst football program of all time.
Oh, Indiana.
Miami 7, A&M 8th, Oklahoma 9th, Ole Miss 10th.
Okay.
Alabama 11th, LSU 13.
Who's 12?
Texas Tech.
Okay.
SC 14, BYU 15, Michigan 16, Penn State 17, Washington 19, SMU 20, Utah 21. 22 is Iowa, 23 Clemson, 24 Houston, 25 Missouri comes in there.
You said so Southern Cal's where?
14.
What have they done to
nothing? It just sounds good.
Like, we just got to put them in.
But I like the fact Indiana's cracking this little party that's been there amongst all the elites for so long. Not bad. Texas Tech is buying their way into this, which is fine.
The rules say you can
to do all this. But LSU sitting there at 13, Ole Miss at 10. So they should win their opening games. And, Clemson is 23rd. If LSU beats them, Kiffin will talk about how they beat a top 25 program. And, they got a long way to go. And all the nonsense he'll spew out there. So hope Ole Miss beats his face in on September the 19th.
Well, we'll see.
Busy weekend, Bristol.
Yeah, you're right. It's all the same day.
Yep, and there's another big game that day. I forget what it is, but Ole Miss and LSU's that day, and the next day,
I can tell you.
Next day's Titans Eagles.
Yep, and that'll be here, which will be
nice.
Be nice.
Yeah,
be fun.
Nice.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for having me on. It's a big game appears.
Hang on, it's going a little slow. All right, so
September 19th.
So that'd be week 3. You got the Thursday night game actually may not be that bad that week. Syracuse, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Miami, Wake Forest on Friday. Houston, Texas Tech on Friday. NC State comes here to take on Vandy.
Saturday.
On Saturday.
Good.
What is this?
Saturday?
Saturday? Georgia's in Fayetteville to take on Arkansas. North Carolina Clemson is that day. Nothing really crazy. Oh, Florida State Alabama.
That could
be a good game. That's in T-Town.
Remember when they beat? Was it 24? They beat Alabama, right?
It was last year, I thought.
I thought it was DeBoer's first year.
They may have.
Oh, look that up. Look it up, folks.
2025.
Our crack staff. Hold on.
I thought
look
it was.
it up.
I thought it was last. No.
Was it 24? Because in FSU,
It was last year.
Was it last year?
31-17 at Florida State. Wow. So they went down to Doak and lost.
Crazy. So, that seems like forever
ago. I'm really curious of Florida State because, like, something's got to give at some point. Like, they got it. Norvell, we liked him at Memphis. He obviously has a great couple years, there to start, and then they get left out of the playoff, and it just cratered. They go to Ireland, lose that great game to Georgia Tech, and they haven't been the same since.
And
then they beat Bama, and you think, okay, they're back,
right?
And then the wheels kind of fell off again.
Was that 23? If you're a Florida State fan, you should forever hate Kirk Herbstreit. Forever hate that man. And I don't care how many dumb dogs he brings out. Still, you should hate him for what he
they're
did.
Not dumb. We like the dogs.
Well, there's a reason he brings a dog.
We love the dogs.
There's a reason. Herbstreit's calculated. I'm going to be started. He threw your program under the bus, man. It's terrible. And I would never forgive him.
I don't remember what he did.
Because the quarterback got hurt. He's like, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's right. Yep.
After running his mouth the year before, like, if you win your conference, you should be in the playoffs. And he's like, oh, they shouldn't be in there because quarterback's out there. And then they, had all the dropouts and everything else. But, man, it's let the guys play the game, what's going on right there. But that was it's a long road back for FSU. It's a tough one.
I have a feeling this will probably be it. And they'll be.
You're going to promote Malzahn? He's your OC.
Didn't he retire?
Did he retire? I don't know.
I think he retired.
I know he left UCF and went to FSU.
Yeah, I think the Gus bus is parked.
I wonder if Rick Stock's still there. Hey, y'all, look at me.
Yeah, he's
Did he retire?
Yeah.
Gosh.
He's only 62.
62?
62.
60.
60.
As
also.
Well. There we go. I don't know.
Who did they just hired somebody too on that staff. Who did they just bring in? No. I know that.
I don't. Yeah,
they literally a few weeks ago just brought somebody in, and I can't remember who it was.
The FSU, they got. You go back to the Bowden glory days of the 80s and 90s, and
yeah. Tom Herman. They just added Tom Herman to the staff.
God, he's been everywhere.
He's just, yeah. But looking more at that day, Western Kentucky plays Indiana that day.
Oh, nice.
In Indiana. That could be interesting.
Nevada comes to Murfreesboro, take on MTSU.
Yeah. Florida is down on the plains, takes on Auburn.
Really?
That's a 6:00 game on ESPN.
I like that.
That'd be a good game.
Is the LSU Ole Miss game 2:30, or is that prime time?
No, it's prime time.
Oh, they better be prime time for that game.
Yeah. No, it's 6:30 on ABC.
Yeah, Florida and Auburn. That's a good one.
And then Tennessee takes on
Kennesaw State
on the SEC network.
Hopefully the Vols are 3-0 rolling into that week versus Arch Manning. The following the 26th.
If you want to do some Big Ten after dark, Purdue is in Pasadena to take on UCLA.
Hey, what was the week 0 game that our friend Ricky sent us that we're going to stay up for? Was it Memphis at Vegas? Week 0, like a 9:30 start.
Week 0 is gone. It's just week 1. It's a 9:30 start. Memphis UNLV.
So what do they call them? That's not week 1.
It's week 1.
But I thought week 3 was LSU and Ole Miss because that's 5/12/19. That game is August 29th or something.
Week 1 or week 0 has been absorbed into week 1. So week 1 is basically 2 weeks.
Huh.
So like it starts on August 29th.
So confusing.
So North Carolina, TCU in Ireland.
Ireland and Dubin, Ireland.
Yeah. San Jose State, USC, NC State, Virginia, Jacksonville State, North Dakota State, Sacramento State, Eastern Michigan, Hawaii, and Stanford, New Mexico State, Florida State, and then Memphis and UNLV is that first week.
What time is that game?
9:00 on Fox. That'll be a good game.
Yep.
Dan Mullen, Nick's favorite.
Soft spot in my heart for that guy.
Who took over Memphis? Was it Charles? Well, he came from Marshall to Southern Miss.
Huff?
I think that's right. I think that's right. To Southern Miss, and now 1 year at Southern Miss. I'm going to be here forever. And then
Charles Huff, yeah.
Then he goes to Memphis.
Yeah.
And boy, he left a lot of people hot in Hattiesburg for doing that.
Yeah.
Former Saban disciple too, as well. But there's some talent. There's some talent for that Memphis football team. Silverfield.
And UNLV's pretty good too.
Went to Arkansas. Yep.
They're a 5.5 point favorite at home.
That'd be a fun game.
We went to a UNLV game.
We did.
It was fun.
The best part, I think we told you, Dr. Crane, was like a minute before kickoff, Dan Mullen's taking selfies with boosters, and we're all just like, this guy's never leaving Las Vegas.
No.
Why would you? There's no humidity out there. It's just like the hot sun.
Right.
I mean, it's fantastic.
And then we saw the commercial for his Chevrolet dealership, and his wife runs something out there as well. And I'm like, why would you leave? Give me 8 or 9 wins. You're good, man.
He did lose Calandria, the quarterback. He transferred to Nebraska. So I'm curious to see how they bounce back.
The 29th is actually not a bad day. There's like there is a good amount of games that will kind of get you in the mood for
what
the next
time's
week.
that North Carolina TCU game? 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's in Ireland. And then San Jose State USC is at 2:00 on NBC. NC State Virginia, which could be a good one, is 2:30 on ESPN. Hawaii Stanford at 6:00 on the ACC network. The CW has New Mexico State, Florida State, and then Fox has Memphis UNLV.
So that is the 29th. So that's 25 days away.
Yeah, and then on Thursday, September 3rd, you got UMass Rutgers. Nothing super crazy. Colorado, Georgia Tech. That could be interesting. That's down at Bobby Dodd. Idaho, Utah. So that's kind of that one. Friday, the 4th. I know. UTEP, Oklahoma. Toledo, Miami, Stanford.
Where's that game?
Stanford.
Wow. Then they'll do. I hope they do. Last year when
and Fresno, and Southern Cal.
When Cam played for Miami, they played Cal, and the Miami equipment 18-wheeler left like Sunday morning and had to go cross country. They documented it. It was pretty cool.
So that would have been Cam versus Mendoza, right?
Yeah.
That's
right. That's the game where Cam rallied him back like 4 touchdowns in the second half.
Was that the game? What was the game that the Bozo head coach, he should have just sat on it and he didn't?
Georgia Tech game, wasn't it?
Was that the Georgia Tech game?
Tim Hasselbeck was on the call.
That's right. Tim was on the call.
That was like 3 years ago, I think.
No, it was Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, it was Cristobal. I knew it was Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, that's right. The Georgia Tech got it back and then threw the ball.
But that wasn't Cam.
That was not.
Yeah.
Because Cam was only at Miami for 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
And Beck was there for 1 year.
Yes.
He's had a series of one and done.
Yeah. But that was, Cam versus
that was
Mendoza.
what was that guy's name? Because he had a lot of hype and then he got hurt, maybe. What was that guy? The quarterback.
For Miami?
Yeah, before Cam.
Was it the quarterback?
So that would have been.
It wasn't Van Pelt, was it? That was a quarterback when MTSU beat Miami. I think it was.
So that would have been what, 2023?
Yes, sir.
Miami.
Yes, sir.
What was that dude's name?
The dude abides.
He does indeed. It was
Don Chaney.
No, it's not who I'm thinking of.
The horror actor, Lon Chaney.
Throwing it out there.
It might have been Van Dyke. So maybe I'm thinking about somebody else.
Van Dyke. Alex Van Dyke. Was that it? Who's Van Pelt?
Tyler
Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Kari Brown. Emory Williams, Jaden George. I don't know. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody. I'll look it up during the break. Or somebody help me. 615-737-1025. Matthew says Tyler Van Dyke. But,
Well, then Matthew knows.
But I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it was a year before that.
It says Don Chaney in this article, the running back that fumbled at Miami against Georgia Tech.
That's not what I'm looking up. I'm looking up who the quarterback was. That's what I was looking for. We'll have more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5, the game on this Tuesday. What is this?
It's last year's ESPN college football anthem.
Okay. Is that Jelly Roll?
It is.
That's what I thought.
I like the other one. Coming to your town. I mean,
That's game day. Yeah, this is different.
What is this?
This is just the college football anthem.
I think this was for the SEC game.
Oh, okay.
They would run this. You know, because like back in the 90s, Hank Jr. started a revolution, and then everybody was like, oh, we need to get a music artist to do a song for us.
Hope Jason's listening to us out there and wherever he is now. Big fan, Jason. Thanks for being part of the show. Good times with all that.
Yeah.
So did you figure out your quarterback yet, man?
Was it what you just said? Was it
De'Aaron King?
Yeah. When was that? That was like a few years ago.
22, 23, 23, 24.
Somewhere in there.
Thank you.
That's who I was thinking of.
There's so many now. They just run through.
I can't keep track of it all. ESPN announced their college football broadcasting teams today. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe will once again be together. Katie George now joins Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy. Mr.
McDonough.
And they have they've added a few different crews that'll be together. Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, Chris Budden will join them. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor will be on a crew. Roddy Jones now joins Tom Hart.
Okay.
And that crew. Bob Wischusen and Louis Riddick are together. Roy Philpott is with Brock Osweiler. And then Jordan Rogers will join Mike Monaco and Dana Boyle now on that crew. A few others. The SEC Network will debut a new trio for SEC Saturday night. Matt Shoemaker, Aaron Murray, and Taylor Davis will be the primetime team.
I loved it when it used to be, was it Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, and Mark May?
Yeah, they would do the Thursday night game.
It was great.
Usually.
It was great. I mean, it was so much fun because you could see their passion for college football. Was there? I hope these guys bring it as well with their passion for college football, because they did a highlight show that I watched like 11 o'clock or midnight when I'd get back from the MTSU game. It would be fun to watch that, catch everything, because they did such a good job.
The voice of the Titans, Taylor Zarzer, will do some games with Matt Stinchcomb on ESPN. So that'll be cool to see. Friend of the show, Don Davenport, will be with Lau Galladino and Kirk Morrison.
Lowell.
Yeah.
Or is it Lowell?
Or maybe it's Lowell. I don't
know. You're two days in a row, you're on a roll.
Where's Marinique?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's we love Dawn. We love Dawn.
And then Roxy Bernstein, Dave Clausen, and Madison Hawk. Madison Blevins was around here did some internship across the street, I guess. But
good for her.
Yeah. So there you go. Some of the new, and Rocky Boyman, friend of the show, will be doing some.
Yeah. Rocky Boyman.
So what is that?
Hey, Rocky. It's the Simpsons. It's the scientist, right? He always messes things up. Rocky Boyman.
Everybody texting like, "Were you thinking about King?" That's exactly who I was thinking of.
There's only, well, if it's rock and roll, you're talking about a King.
I'm talking about the King, baby.
Man, I once ever played down at Orangeville Stadium back in '67. Colonel Tom, I was going down to Cuba and play, but he's like, he don't have a passport, so I get to go down there.
Well,
could I have taken him in a fight? I don't know. You might.
It's just the greatest clip. First thing he says, he walks in the graveyard.
Think I could take him in a fight?
That's just so awesome.
We love Elvis.
Oh, that's so good, man.
Oh, well done. Coming up next, if you missed Robert Saleh from earlier today, it was a short press conference after practice, but we'll play that for you. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. The Titans wrapped up practice a few hours ago. Head coach Robert Saleh joined the media afterwards. Obviously, it was an eventful day with a little bit of a kerfluffle in practice involving Jeffrey Simmons. Here was the head coach post-practice.
No, just I didn't know I wasn't available. I kind of roped myself into this one. So
Stello here coming in town.
You guys don't let him pull out his camera and take pictures of you. That D line, they like starting fights, don't they? They're doing it right if that's happening. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. We had a couple of injuries. I think it was correct me if I'm wrong. We had Dan Moore. There was a couple guys. We're going to check all the injuries. I'm not exactly sure what they are. I don't know if they're going to be day to day, if it's just going to be something that happened in practice. But we'll get more for you guys tomorrow.
It was a friskier fireworks type of practice today. Is that, you kind of pulled everybody together after the second scrum. What was your message, and did they react after that?
No, they did a good job. It's a second day of pads. It's hot. It's muggy. You're expecting it, especially with the way the O-line and D-line get after it. And so it's just a reminder that we got work to do. It's okay. Like I got brothers. We fight all the time. But at the end of the day, we're still take care of one another, make sure we're getting the work done that we need to get.
Jeff leave practice on his own, or did you tell him?
No, our policy is if you throw a punch, you're ejected in the game. Same thing with practice. If you throw a punch, you're out of practice. But rather than going to the locker room, he went to the other fields. He still got his work in. So the projected reps and the work that he would have got in, he got in off to the side.
All good. Just the back and forth between
the corrective measures you anticipate having to go through that again?
Yeah. These guys they are absolute animals. Their mindset when they put helmets on, and guys, you got to understand, like the mindset of these men when they're in uniform, they're different. They're different. That's why they play the sport, and you want them to be able to express all that emotion. They just have to learn how to be disciplined with it. So we try to let them go to, like I said, we're gonna edge what they're capable of, but they've got to find the discipline.
Good to see different guys stepping up today. We saw some good players make big plays.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool plays on both sides of the ball. I think Anthony had a couple of picks. It was good. It was back and forth. It's kind of what you want to see from both sides of the football.
That was Robert Saleh after practice today. And once again, Joe, to reiterate, the line that you liked was find your way back to the huddle.
Find your way back to the huddle. We're going to instigate. We're going to annoy you. We're going to piss you off. We're going to just antagonize you to the point where we're not getting a penalty. Then find your way back to the huddle and get going. As we said earlier, putting Simmons, kicking him out of practice, air quotes, you're just kicked out of that drill and you go do your work on the side. Then where you're still out there, you're not going to the cold tub and getting something to drink. You know what he did. Now, if I am Saleh, you do the team, you come together for a meeting, I would rail on Simmons' ass. I would be like, you can't be doing this. You're a leader. I get the aggressiveness, but you got to hold it back to a certain point because that'll hurt us in the game. You just can't do that. But I like the fact that you don't get to go into the locker room because you want to you throw a fist and you're fighting and you're upset. So good.
Yeah. I like you send them to the sideline and you make them work. And, it's kind of like when you were a kid and you got in trouble. It's like, think about what you did and don't do it again.
Right.
What did he say when he was asked, like, do you think this is all behind you? He kind of laughed, said no.
No, right? Yeah.
I mean, this is early. You wait until they get with San Francisco. And, I mean, don't you think he tells Shanahan, like, hey, don't take it easy on us?
No. I think he said that we're going to play. Both teams got to get better.
Yeah.
They got to get better. Both teams got to get better. So I don't think he would do that. Tim Hasselbeck, we asked that earlier, like, do you go over to the DC and say, hey, throw this at us, throw that at us? But, like, those are reps, too, for your defense to work on. And they're limited number of reps. So I don't know how that'll work, but I'm looking forward to next week for that.
I am, too. They'll be out in San Francisco. And, then obviously the first preseason game. I mean, I think really week 2 against Seattle is where you really need to be curious and pay attention, because I would imagine, if I'm doing things, but that be the one where it's kind of the dress rehearsal.
Yep. Then, but I like this because these joint practice, so much gets done. The preseason game is going to be nothing for us, but watching the joint practices, because they do a lot of things that they won't do in a preseason game. So watch those.
Yeah. So it's cool. I mean, it's crazy that the first preseason game's in 2 days with the Hall of Fame game.
It is, but is that really?
It doesn't matter. But it's football.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
I'll watch it.
You're
Not
right.
all of it, but some of it. It's just it gets you. It's wetting that whistle, so to speak. Just getting you excited about it.
Wetting that whistle, right? Getting it done, and you're gonna be there. I get why they play the game. I don't think it's a throwaway. I mean, I understand all that, but if you're Carolina or Arizona, there's a lot of work here for guys that get to do this. So that's not bad.
I agree. So, I mean, I could almost do away with it because Arizona. Who are they? I don't even know who they're playing.
Carolina, pal.
They each have 4 preseason games now.
Yes,
they get the extra games.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, obviously, why they're there, because Larry Fitzgerald's going in, Luke Kuechly's going in. By the way, Luke Kuechly is the second youngest player ever to go in the Hall of Fame.
Is he? Who's the youngest?
Okay, a little trivia for you. The young man played at Kansas.
The youngest player in the NFL
Hall of Fame ever inducted.
Played at Kansas.
And they made a movie kind of about him that will make you cry every time you watch it.
Okay, I'm assuming Brian's song.
Halfway there.
So Gale Sayers.
Attaboy. Good job. The youngest player ever. He only played 6 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because he played on that stupid field at Wrigley and it blew his knee out.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They did play their games at Wrigley. Why was that?
Because I don't know. Soldier Field was there. I don't know. It's a great question.
Is that when they were renovating it?
Maybe.
One of the times?
In the 60s. I don't know. Maybe so.
Yeah. Or it was just so condemned that they went to Wrigley.
Could be. Stuff you look at. You got connections in Chicago. You look that stuff up.
I can ask around.
Yeah. Make a few calls.
I will make some calls
and do that. So that's so good for Luke Kuechly.
Let's give away some tickets to the PBR, not the beer, but the professional bull riders, the Stampede days that are coming to town. Dr. Crane excited about those. Will be August 14th through the 16th at Bridgestone Arena. Caller number 5 at 615-737-1025 will win a 4-pack of tickets to PBR Stampede Days at Bridgestone Arena. Good luck with that. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, where we will be Thursday on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day so far.
I am. Thank you for asking, buddy.
Yeah, man. For sure. DVD coming your way here in just a few minutes. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list we have. Well, we don't want that. That's something.
No. We don't skip.
No, it's an ad for fungus parasites in your big toe.
All right, we're skipping that one.
Exactly. U.S. Coast Guard Day is today. Single Working Women's Day is today. National White Wine Day. Get a little white wine there. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Shout out to the Cookie Monster. National Night Out Day is today. Interesting. Hoorah for Kids Day and Assistant Dog Day is today. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Is Cookie Monster your favorite character on the Sesame Street?
Cookie Monster. Yeah, man.
Didn't ask for an impression.
Well, that comes with the answer. So yes.
Okay. You didn't like the Count?
No.
I thought the Count was pretty badass because he's like, I'm gonna bite your neck, but I'm gonna teach you how to count to 10.
That's what she said.
Don't even start. Time for celebrity birthdays. We're all in a different world right now. All right, got to get these within 2 years. Chase, you ready, buddy?
I'm here.
First birthday today, Super Bowl MVP, John Riggins. I think he's Super Bowl MVP. Former Redskins and Jets running back. By the way, also played at Kansas.
So he would have won the Super Bowl in what, 80?
One of those years.
Two?
One of those years.
I mean, it doesn't help me. You can answer the question.
It does help you.
If I ask you a question, I expect an answer.
It was the strike shortened year of 81 or 82.
81, yeah. I'm going to say he's 73.
70.
77. All that to miss it. Dr. Crane, one of the most infamous boxers of all time, Jerry Cooney.
74.
64.
70. Chaser, the Rocket, Roger Clemens.
60.
62.
64. Dr. Crane's up 1-0. Dr. Crane, Philadelphia Eagles legendary lineman, former TSU coach, Clyde Simmons.
71.
74.
62. Chaser, now you better get this one. Jeff Gordon.
56.
54.
55. That's a push. Dr. Crane, Kurt Busch.
44.
All right. Kyle was 41. 45.
48.
Dang.
Disappointed in you.
I couldn't remember how far apart he and Kyle were.
Chaser, former President Barack Obama.
64.
65.
65 exactly. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Dr. Crane, how old is?
It's a lot of birthdays today.
It is.
Big names.
Some big names. Dr. Crane, how old? Meghan Markle, who is married to Dr. Crane.
I don't know.
No, not Prince Albert. She's married to
Prince
Harry.
Prince Harry. We have a message for Prince Harry here in a minute.
Oh, we do? Okay. All right. She is 39.
I actually think that may be right. 38.
She's 45.
Okay. Well, maybe not.
Good job.
I don't know my royalty.
All right, we're down to the last two. These are pretty good. Chaser, how old is Dylan and Cole Sprouse? They're on Zach and Cody, but they're also Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah, they were in Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Yeah, Jon Stewart's son.
All right. 32.
25.
34. So now it's 3-1.
Hey, I'm on the board.
Last birthday. Dr. Crane, you get this, you win. If Chaser gets us dead on, it's a tie. So, Dr. Crane, how old? He was just in town a few weeks ago. How old is Billy Bob Thornton?
Billy Bob Thornton is 74.
72.
He is 71. Oh, Chase, you're so close. But Dr. Crane, you win 3-2, buddy.
Nice.
Right.
There you go.
Congratulations.
I think that's like you've won 2 out of the last 3.
Getting better.
Attaboy.
Wow, what a day today is.
Well, I mean, when you get beat by Derek Mason, I mean, you got to you've hit rock bottom. I mean, so you're going to get back. Or did y'all tie? Y'all tied.
I think we tied, yeah.
I mean, look, it's a very established receiver.
Yes.
He knows people.
Last thing you want him doing is dominating celebrity birthdays.
15 years in the league.
Then what's left? If he dominates celebrity birthdays, and what's left for you minions to do anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
And Chase is next on the block. You better watch out for D-Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
By the way,
watch out for
he's coming here in a minute, I know, but he's more cut now and more in shape now than he was when he played in the NFL.
I agree. How many rushing yards did Derek have in his career?
86.
Nick?
We go with 140.
3.
Oh, let me ask you, how many did Chris Sanders have?
It was like minus 15.
He's got the record.
Yeah.
He holds the NFL, or a guest on our show holds a record for worst rushing yards of all time. That might be worse than worse than minus 15, like bad.
So, and he's got over 12,000 yards receiving, and then 1590 punt return, 3496 kick return. In his career.
That kick return still bugs me. AFC Championship game. Should have been the returning kicks instead of John Simon.
Yep.
Hey guys, John Simon gets touched.
I think you should take that up with the coach next time.
I'll pass on that. I'll see him Saturday up in Clarksville, so we're good.
What is this, Saturday?
Saturday.
So got a day off tomorrow, or no media tomorrow for the Titans, and then back at it on Thursday. Do they have pads on Thursday?
Look at the name of the dog on TV.
Mutt Damon. I love that.
From Nashville Humane's got my
God.
Lord. Look at this dog. Go adopt Mutt Damon at NashvilleHumane.org.
Well,
trust us on this.
We're gonna, I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but we're gonna start having a puppy come in every week and help out the
nice.
humans.
Okay.
I propose we call it Celebrity Pup Days.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
I think we do.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mutt Damon on TV, right?
Yeah. We're a couple of mutts.
We are. We're 10-1, man. We're kicking ass for 200 years. We're all dog faces around here.
We're noon to 3.
Yeah, we are. We're all dog faces around here.
That is going to do it for us here today.
Hey, listen, we do the message into the show. We appreciate those who reached out to us in Clarksville on Sunday that were with the message. We do this because we love you and want you to know that what you're doing is great. And I tell you this, sometimes I talked to a guy the other day who says, I'm going through a lot. It's okay to ask God for a break. It's okay to say, Lord, I need a break. It's okay. He's listening, right? He needs you to talk to him. That's okay. And I want to read this quote that I saw from Prince Harry. The experience I've had is that once you start talking about experienced mental health struggle, you realize that you're actually part of quite a big club. You don't have to go through any of this alone. We tell you all the time, unitycares.com/Big Joe. There's help available. Ask God for a break and know you're not going through this alone. Just let us know. Reach out and talk to us. I'll tell you all the time how powerful, wonderful you are. You're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job keeping together. I've been there. I get it. Keep going, right? Know how much we love you. And please know, more importantly than anything else in the world that you'll ever know, please know how much God truly loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll DVD coming your way next here on 102.5 The Game.